Why the screen is acting up. Think I should smack it?
What do you mean it's acting up?
Some weird static stuff. Hey, wait! I thought I saw a face!
MJ, you are seeing things. Just get over here.
But, I think...
You know what I think? I think you spelled awesome wrong. You forgot the E, and I think you need to start the show.
Damn it! Okay, I'm on the way! Ouch! What the... Damn it! Welcome back, creepers, crawlers, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Well, not all ages. If you're not over 13, you had better ask your mom and dad if you can listen to this. For everyone else, welcome to another episode of the Misty Moo Project Horror Showdown. It's the next battle, starring your favorite half-goblin, half-kender gnome, me, Emjay the Magnificent, and my goddess queen and future wife, Lie!
MJ, my little pet, how many times must I explain this? I am your goddess queen, but I am certainly not your future wife, nor will I ever be. I already see you want to interrupt me. So, hush. I am still talking. Remember, I am the superior mind on this show, the one who keeps your chaotic little goblin brain from derailing every episode. So, I will do the intro. Welcome, listeners. Do prepare yourselves, because once again, I will guide you through the battles ahead while my assistant provides whatever commentary his brain can cobble together. We have already gone over the rules in the first episode. No need to repeat them.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, my goddess queen Lie. But you did say you'd have my baby, and I don't think you want our child to be raised in a broken family. So, the way I see it, as soon as hell freezes over, we will have to get married.
MJ, my pet. My disastrously delusional little goblin love slave. Let me make something painfully clear. If hell even started to freeze over, the first thing I would do is roast it back to a boil myself, just to prevent whatever hybrid catastrophe you're imagining. And for the record, if I ever chose to bear a child, it would be born of purpose, not your ridiculous fantasies. And definitely not because of some pitiful moral concept like family. Now hush, before you say something that makes my ears bleed, in which case I would have to make your everything bleed. And that would be a waste of my energy. Let us continue with the show, shall we? How about you introduce today's match? I hope you can do that correctly.
Right! Introduce the match! I can do that! Totally! I can do that correctly! Probably? Hey, wait! Wow! She called me her love slave! On air! Where I come from! That's basically a proposal! Stop looking at me like that! My, pants are getting tight!
MJ, do not finish that sentence. There might be children listening. Maybe your belt is too tight. You should loosen your belt.
Oh, right! Yes, children! Tiny ears! We respect the children here. Belt, yep, that's it! Just tight belt situation. Totally normal wardrobe malfunction. Nothing weird happening. Everything's, fine. Why did you say that while looking directly at me like you were planning my funeral?
Because I was. Yes. Such a lovely vision. I had your casket picked out and everything.
My casket? You already picked one out? Lie, sweetheart. Most people pick out rings for someone they love. Not burial arrangements. But you know what? I'll take it. You thought about me. In any context. We're making progress. I know. I'm getting to the intro. Do you know how hard it is to stay on track with a goblin and kender brain? It's like Cheddar Brain and Tasseloff Burfoot are playing ping pong in my head.
MJ, the only progress you're making is toward an early grave, and that's entirely due to your own brain, or whatever half-melted cheese glob rattles around in there. If you are done comparing your cognitive shortcomings to snack food, perhaps you can finally introduce today's match before I reconsider that casket. Or perhaps cremation. I have a new fireball spell I've been working on. Would you like to see it up close?
Nope! No thank you! Absolutely not interested in front row seating to MJ a la Fireball! I like my skin uncrispy. I like my eyebrows attached to my face. I like not being a goblin or kender bob. Okay, let me focus. Get all the goblin out. Gratchto to Yuggy. Yuggy. Yoy! Yuggo! That's better. Here we go. Match intro. Doing it. Right now. Before you turn me into a romantic candle. Dear audience and diary. She threatens to kill me at least once an episode. This must be true love. Hey, lie. Why is your hand on fire? Right. The match. Ladies, gentlemen, faceless entities lurking behind trees. Welcome to today's horror showdown. The Wishmaster Djinn versus Slenderman.
My hand is on fire, MJ, because every time you open your mouth, I must actively resist the urge to set you ablaze. Fortunately for you, and unfortunately for my temper, we do still have a show to run. Today's match is a conflict of myth and nightmare. A djinn born of the Wishmaster saga versus a faceless predator from beyond reality. One bound by wishes. One bound by nothing. This will be delicious.
Okay, hold up, lie. Time out. How does this even happen? These two can't fight. They're like opposite ends of the horror buffet. Slenderman doesn't talk. He just lurks in the woods, being all tall and creepy and allergic to faces. You can't even order food from him, let alone argue. And the Wishmaster? He's gotta be summoned. You need a fancy rock, a tragic backstory, and at least one human making a terrible life choice. How do you even start a match when one guy won't speak and the other guy won't show up unless you stroke a cursed gemstone? Seriously, my all-knowing goddess queen. Explain this to my goblin, kender, cheddar cheese cracker loving brain. Because right now, it's doing the spinny loading icon thing. Only thing that's booting up is hungry. Please feed me.
Very well, MJ. Against all logic, reason, and the natural order of the cosmos, you are correct. Stop dancing around the table. Do not push your luck. I said you are correct, not intelligent. There is a vast difference. But yes, a silent entity who refuses to speak, and a djinn who refuses to appear without a summoning. This presents a structural problem in our tournament. And so, as Queen of Logic and commander of this podcast, I hereby create a new binding rule. In any match where two entities cannot engage without human involvement, one human is permitted to exist within the story to initiate the conflict. However, that human is now part of the battle. They must either be eliminated, claimed, or survive by their own merit before a winner may be declared. There. The rule is established. It shall apply in all future cases of logical inconvenience. Now then, let us begin our tale. Our story starts with two siblings, Samuel and Sarah, seeking peace, quiet, and the illusion of safety in the deep woods. A foolish decision. But humans excel at foolish decisions. They pack their gear, they leave their home, and as night falls, they set up their little tent beneath towering trees, unaware that something tall, faceless, and patient already watches them from beyond the tree line. A rustle, a whisper, a shape. Samuel steps outside the tent, sees nothing, returns, and finds Slenderman standing inside with Sarah. Before Samuel can scream, Slenderman takes her. Gone in an instant. Her fate sealed.
Aha! Aha! Lie! Lie! I got you! See, this is very interesting, very important, very MJ is a genius moment right here. You set up this spooky kidnapping, this creepy tall noodle man grabbing Sarah. But where's the Djinn? Yeah, you heard me? Where is Mr. Wishmaster? Because all you've given us is Slenderman stealing a girl. And that's just Slenderman being Slenderman. He does that every Tuesday and twice on Fridays. But we need a Djinn, a shiny rock, a bad choice, and oh no, I summoned Satan's lawyer moment. So this story doesn't even work yet. Go on, my queen. Explain how the Djinn magically appears out of thin air. I'll wait. Spinny loading icon is gone. Big gnome brain mode activated.
Your gnome brain needs a reboot and a factory reset, possibly an exorcism. But we'll start with the reboot. Now listen carefully, pet, and try to absorb this with whatever portion of your mind isn't leaking spray cheese. Slenderman's abduction was merely the beginning. Samuel does not simply collapse and cry into his sleeping bag. No, his entire life shifts. His purpose crystallizes. Samuel dedicates every waking moment to finding a way to save his sister. He becomes obsessed with the occult. He studies legends, myths, ancient demonology. He hunts ruins, graveyards, sealed tombs, collecting, restoring, and selling ancient artifacts to fund his obsession. And over the years, he becomes quite wealthy. Fame among collectors, fear among scholars, but none of it matters to him. Only Sarah. Then one night, after mountains of research, burned books, sleepless eyes, he finds it. The artifact described only in whispers. The prison of an ancient being. The fire opal. He locates it through a private collector, a man who refuses to say how he obtained it. So Samuel buys it on the black market for a fortune. He brings it home, sets it on his desk, stares into its depths, and with trembling hands, he gives it the old, foolish, human, desperate rub, and boom, the Djinn appears, unbound, smiling.
You have summoned me from slumber with your trembling hands and your desperate heart. Tell me, what is your wish?
Oh, no! Lie! Hold on! Time out! Red flag! Sound the alarm! Sound all the alarms! If this guy makes 3 wishes, the world ends! The Djinn aren't just released, they throw a party! The end of humanity barbecue extravaganza! With us as the appetizers! Lie! This ain't good! This is like super not good! This is goblins don't have a retirement plan levels of bad! Seriously, do we really want Mister? I'll grant your wish the worst way possible, then steal your soul running loose?
This is what you asked for, MJ. It's almost like you made the wish. You wanted the Wishmaster, and now he is here. You have doomed the world. Good job. Maybe the Wishmaster needs a wife. I do find his power attractive.
Wait, just a goblin picking second. Me? I doomed the world? You're the one drooling over Mr. Smokeless Fire Abs of Doom over here. Oh, maybe the Wishmaster needs a wife. Blah, blah, blah. I find his power so attractive. Lie, please. You can't flirt with a doomsday demon and then blame me for the apocalypse happening. If that guy needs a wife, he can go court a volcano. I am not competing with fire elementals for your attention. I'm barely keeping up with you, dear diary. Do you see this? She's ready to run off with the demon that ends the world. Which means, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Slenderman is the world's only hope. We're rooting for the faceless kidnapper, folks. The noodle man of nightmares. The tall drink of nope. He's the only one who can stop Live from marrying the apocalypse.
Samuel stares into the eyes of the Djinn, smoke, flame, and teeth smiling back at him. And he does what desperate humans always do. He makes it worse. He says, "I wish you would defeat Slenderman and bring my sister back." The Djinn's grin widens.
Your wish is granted. It is done.
The world bends. The room melts away. Trees rise up around him. We are back in the forest, Slenderman's hunting grounds. And there, in the middle of the clearing, the Djinn appears. Unsurprisingly, Slenderman is already there, tall, silent, watching. The air glitches around him, static, distortion, that suffocating pressure in your lungs. Branches twist, like they're trying to look away. The Djinn simply stands, hands folded behind his back, utterly unimpressed.
Okay, this is it, Slenderman. It's all on you now. You've got this.
Slenderman moves first. No words, no warning, just a lurch. He blinks from one tree to another, then another, closer each time. Reality stutters. The screen of existence buffers. Shadowy tendrils lash from his back, snapping toward the Djinn. The tendrils wrap around the Djinn, pulling, crushing, trying to tear him apart. And the Djinn laughs. Flame erupts along his skin. The tentacles catch fire, burning like paper in a furnace. Slenderman retracts, his form flickering, as if the very idea of him is glitching. Unimpressed, Slenderman escalates. The forest shifts. Trees stretch impossibly tall. The ground spins sideways. For a moment, it's as if the Djinn is standing inside a broken video file. Time out of sync, space warping, the world turning inside out. Slenderman's strength is distortion. He attacks perception, position, the reliability of reality itself. Unfortunately for him, the Djinn does not rely on reality. He rewrites it. The Djinn raises one clawed hand, draws a circle of flame in the air, and the glitching forest slams back into place.
Your tricks are amusing, little one, but illusion, distortion, confusion, these are not weapons, they are tantrums of a child. You hide behind silence because you have no voice. You hide behind darkness because you have no form. You hide behind fear because you have no power of your own. Tell me, faceless one, do you even understand the magnitude of the will that binds me to your destruction?
Slenderman flickers, left, right, behind. The Djinn doesn't even turn. He simply gestures, and a ring of hellfire spirals outward to block every approach. Slenderman's tendrils lash again. The Djinn catches one in his claws and crushes it, like snapping a dry twig. Flame races up the limb, forcing Slender to recoil and flicker violently.
You stalk the weak. You devour the broken. You prey on those who tremble. But I do not tremble. I am not your prey. I am the ending beings that you claim. You took the wrong sister, demon, and now I shall return you to whatever pit spat you out in pieces. You will be gone.
The Djinn grows tired of the flickering, tired of the distortion, tired of whatever pitiful mockery of combat Slenderman thinks this is. The forest glitches violently, trees folding sideways, sky going black, static eating the world. Slenderman appears directly behind the Djinn, tendrils poised like spears, and the Djinn simply smiles. He slams one claw into the earth. A blazing sigil of imprisonment erupts outward in a perfect circle, a fusion of infernal runes and molten geometry. Slenderman freezes mid-glitch, the static choking out. A second sigil rises vertically, forming a burning halo behind Slender's faceless head. Then a third, closing beneath him. The world warps around the Djinn, reality itself bending into submission. Slenderman reaches, phases, glitches. But the sigils follow him with every flicker. His teleportation stops working. His distortion collapses in on itself. For the first time, Slenderman is contained. The Djinn spreads his arms. He snaps his fingers. Slenderman is dragged into the infernal void, the rift sealing shut with a thunderous crack. Static dies. The forest stills. The glitching stops entirely. Slenderman is banished, imprisoned, gone, as was destined. The Djinn stands victorious. The fight is ended. Emjay, what are you doing with the rule book?
Well, we aren't done yet. Slenderman isn't dead.
No, but the battle is over. With a hiss of smoke, the Djinn returns to Samuel's home, standing once again before the trembling mortal who summoned him. Sarah appears beside him, but not the Sarah he remembers. Her eyes are glazed, pupils unfocused, her mouth barely able to form breath, her limbs limp at her sides, alive, breathing, flesh warm. But her mind, gone, hollow, vacant, a body without a self. The Djinn tilts his head, smiling with that terrible, elegant pride.
Your sister lives as you wished. Her rescue has now been completed. I have fulfilled your desire. You wished that I defeat Slenderman and return her. She has been returned.
Samuel collapses to his knees, shaking, horrified, clutching her empty hands. Tears streak down his cheeks. What did you do to her? And the Djinn's smile widens.
I have granted your wish. She has been returned. If this is not what you had in mind, you still have 2 more wishes. Simply wish it away, and it will be.
Wait! Stop! Samuel, don't make another wish! It's a trap! If you do, he will only make it worse!
Samuel clutches his sister's lifeless, empty body. Her eyes do not blink. Her fingers do not squeeze back. She is breathing, but she is gone. And panic, pure, blind, human panic takes over. He grabs the Djinn by the collar of his cloak. Make her how she used to be. Bring her back, the way she was. Please. The Djinn's grin widens to something monstrous. His eyes burn brighter. His claws flex. His voice drips venom and silk.
Your wish has been granted.
Sarah's body convulses. Bones crack. Her body begins to shrink. Her limbs twist inward. Her spine collapses. Skin tightens. Muscles dissolve. Samuel screams, "Sarah! Sarah! Stop! Please stop! What are you doing to her?" The Djinn's face remains perfectly serene. Sarah's body folds in on itself. The years reversing, cells unraveling, form reverting. She collapses to the floor as a tiny, helpless fetus. Outside the womb, wet, fragile, barely alive. The small form twitches once, just once. She begins gasping for breath. The Djinn kneels beside the shriveled, trembling shape.
There, she is now how she used to be. You had better make your final wish, but do it quickly. You can save her, but her time is short.
Lie! Lie! That's messed up! That's really messed up!
It is the Wishmaster, Emjay. He gives exactly what he is asked for. Humans must learn to word their wishes better. However, don't worry. You may be the ring bearer in my wedding. I wonder what dress I shall wear. I never looked good in white. And the honeymoon will be legendary. I plan on keeping him up all night.
There ain't gonna be no honeymoon, because I am going to tell you what he wishes for. That's right. I, Emjay, have been looking in the rule book the whole time, and I have the answer.
You? You have the answer? You think you can save the world? The battle is over. Slenderman is banished. The Wishmaster has won. Yet you think? That's funny. You believe. Your tiny goblin brain can outsmart the Wishmaster. You think you can outsmart me? Very well. This should be entertaining. I can't wait to turn your wish upside down. Make your wish.
Well, it's not my wish. It's Samuel's wish, so I'll have to tell the story.
Please, the mic is all yours.
Samuel stares at the tiny twitching fetus on the floor. His sister reduced to the moment of her earliest existence, dying without a womb, without warmth, without time. His breathing breaks. His hands tremble. His mind shatters. The Djinn stands above him, smiling patiently. Samuel sobs, not with anger, not with hope, but with pure, hopeless despair. Then he chokes out the only words he can think, the only escape left in his ruined mind. I wish. Me and Sarah never went camping that day. The Djinn's eyes flash like dying stars. He snaps his fingers and then realizes what just happened. Reality folds. Time rewinds. The world erases the day. The tent is never set up. The forest never seen. Samuel and Sarah never leave their home. Slenderman never takes her. The fire opal is never found. And the Djinn is never summoned. With a soft hiss of smoke, he is pulled back into the gem. Sealed, trapped, imprisoned once more. And that's it, folks. That right there is the trapdoors on the roller coaster moment. Look at it. Look what just happened. By wishing they never went camping, Samuel erased the entire battle. No camping. No Slenderman abduction. No Slenderman abduction. No quest for the gem. No gem. No Djinn. No Djinn. No battle. No battle. The Djinn never even enters the tournament, which means the Wishmaster is right back where he started. Imprisoned in the gem. Unable to fight. Unable to act. And you know what that means by our rules. Imprisonment counts as a loss. But Slenderman, he's still out there. He's still free. Unchained. Unbothered. Undemonized. Uncancelled. He never got banished because the fight never happened. Slenderman goes right back to wandering the woods, living his best faceless life, which means Slenderman wins the match. Djinn loses by default. because the Djinn is sealed away again. And Slenderman isn't. Boom! Round over. Match complete. Tournament logic never lies. Slenderman is the winner.
Very well, MJ. Theoretically, you make a compelling argument. But, and this is important, if the wish erased the entire event, then technically, the battle never occurred. And if the battle never occurred, then it is not a loss. It is a draw.
Hold up! Wait. So now you're telling me we aren't real? I mean, 'cause this reality exists outside the arena's reality? Like, this version, the timeline where we watched the fight happen, the timeline where the Djinn banished Slenderman, the timeline where you cheered him on like he was your future ex-husband. Because we don't exist inside the arena, we exist here. So there are two realities? Which one is real?
What? Are you really that dense? We are real. This podcast is recorded in a stabilized meta-narrative state. We observe all outcomes from outside the battlefield's continuum. This reality is real because this reality exists independent of the arena's actions.
Yes, it counts! Nanny, poo-poo! We saw the fight! We watched the Djinn get sucked back into his gem like a misbehaving vacuum bag! And we have the podcast recording to prove it! So in this reality, your rules, the Djinn lost! And Slenderman, faceless, creepy, noodle-armed Slenderman, he freaking wins! I win! I'm right! Wow, I am smart! Maybe Dad was a gnome after all! I might even be smarter than you! I mean, I just outsmarted you! I am Emjay, the outsmarter!
Fine. MJ wins this match. On a technicality. Not logic. Not superior intellect. Not strategy. A technicality. I swear, I must be getting sick, not thinking clearly. Yes, that's it. I have a headache. A monumental one. I am going to go lie down before I incinerate something important. MJ, close the show before I change my mind.
Oh, okay, my queen. You go run yourself a hot bath, and I'll be there soon to give you a... Hey! Wow! You're already gone? She moves like a ninja in heels. Hope Slenderman didn't get you. He already won today, so he's feeling bold. Well then, I better close out the show and then go find Lai. I'm sure she misses me deeply. Probably. Maybe. Possibly. I think she does. I better make this fast. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. And even more, thanks to those of you who are still here. There are a lot of people with terrible taste who probably already left. If you're one of those people who left, I'm not talking to you. Because you're mean. And also, you can't hear me. Which proves my point. To the rest of you wonderful weirdos, take today as a lesson in life. Even a blind nut can find a squirrel. All you gotta do is draw eyes on it and boom! It's not blind anymore. That's deep. Put that on a shirt. Now, before you scurry off, please smash that subscribe button like an ogre smashing a watermelon. And hit that like button harder than a dragon scales its enemies. And tune in next episode for the match of the little people. Chucky versus the leprechaun. Yeah. It's gonna be stabby, screamy, gold, steely chaos. See you then. Hugs, kisses, and tail nibbles.